Anthony, as Floridians rush to meet the midnight deadline to register to vote in the November election, Florida's voter registration website ran into some problems this evening. Secretary of State Laura Lee tweeted this around 6 o'clock this evening, that the site was online and working after some users had reported delays. That was for about 15 minutes, she said, due to increased volume. Now, she said the state increased capacity, but an hour later, when I tried to log on to register to vote Florida, I got an error message like this one. Now, we've been receiving emails throughout the night from viewers who've continued to have the same problem. The chair of the Florida Democratic Party called it blatant voter suppression. Now, we reached out to Secretary Lee and her office. We've not yet heard back, but if you're still having problems at this hour, just keep clicking refresh and we'll continue to follow this story.